I think we're live finally. Okay, great stuff. Brilliant. Okay. Hello. Let me just share this link. I should bring up Visual Studios before I stream, but here we are. Yeah, today's going to be a bit of an experiment. I don't know if this is ideal. I need to do a bit of research / study. I have been throughout the day earlier on studying and stuff for descriptors and all that kind of stuff that I'm bindless descriptors and all that kind of stuff for a couple of hours, but I'm still not entirely there yet. Right, the thumbnail didn't update. Okay, interesting. Let's see if I can fix that on the fly. Sorry about this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to let's see. Right, I think I'm live here. Right, stream settings, edit. Let's see. Okay, I guess it is. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, tech hasn't been that great to me today, but that's fine. Yeah, this is a bit of an experiment because I'm kind of like, you know, how often should I stream? Should I stream only when I can only when I have the intention of doing development, or when I study? And does that study always have to be related to Vulkan? So I'm kind of like, hello, AK3Dev. Hope you're having a good day. So yeah, this stream's going to be a bit of an experiment, because I think there's going to be a lot of experimenting in this stream rather than a lot of. So I've written some notes earlier today, and I kind of got confused with. So I can set up the just with setting up the bindless descriptors. It seems pretty obvious how you set up the descriptor pools, but the descriptor bindings, I'm like a little bit confused on how you actually set up the descriptor bindings. So I think what I'm going to do today is basically implement exactly the same thing that I did in this engine, and then kind of strip it back. That's the idea anyway. Because the bindings are a bit confusing. I think I have too many layers of abstraction here. So yeah, this is going to be a bit of an experiment where I, you know, potentially look up stuff for a longer period of time than I typically would. We'll see what happens. See if it's worth doing. Okay. So the first thing I think I need to do, which I'm pretty sure I'm not doing, if I bring up my notes, I think I'm checking if I have bindless supported, but I don't actually enable it. And if I do, yeah, I think I've got this guy. So yeah, this might be like a study with me stream or something. Or maybe I haven't enabled it. Okay, let's see. I need to grab. I definitely have this function somewhere in this class. So, okay, so I have index feature. Yes. Okay, so I have bindless. I do check if that's there, but I don't think I then turn it on. I just check if it's available. And for a sanity check, let's just make sure this is still. It should be available. True. No surprises there. Okay. Oh, I'm in the wrong. I'm in the wrong one. Okay. Oh yeah, this is a feature I don't think I I remember turning this on and thinking, why did I need this in the first place? Yeah, what is this for? Draw parameters. I don't even know. Okay. Let's just do that. See what breaks. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. I've just left a feature enabled that I didn't use at all. Okay. Alright, we can get rid of that. It's pretty straightforward. I don't think I actually use any 1.1 features that need to be enabled. Considering I'm on Vulkan 1.3, I shouldn't really need to enable 1.1 features that, unless they're pretty niche. So, yeah, so indexing, then we, after that, yeah, pretty straightforward. Then we just check. Okay, so I'll do this. I'll query that we have it, just to get the ball rolling, because I know that we need to at least... It's good to query just to make sure that my Vulkan setup is fine. The P next is that. Okay. Let's see. P next. Physical. Alright. So now we should be able to very quickly go and check, because this function fills up the values if Bindless is supported. Yep, okay. Just make sure I'm not doing this twice somewhere else. No, okay. Yep, makes sense. Now we need to enable it. So if I go to my notes, yeah, so we have basically need to do this, then get physical device features too. I've already done this. I feel like I have. Like, that's enabled. Yeah, because it's chained to this. Yeah, I think my linked list, as soon as I added that in, this linked list connects these two. So yeah, I think it's created. I mean, we'll find out when we create the descriptor pool that just falls over instantly. So yeah, next is the descriptor pool, which needs to be bindless. So the descriptor pool is bindless in this guy. So I'm gonna, again, okay, so I believe the difference here is nothing really. The global pool, this has a variable that's local, I think. Yeah, so let's rip this out. And alright. So this is part of pool info, I think. Yes, this is here. And yes, we don't have a descriptor pool. I don't really like Vulkan blah blah blah, so I'm gonna not call it that. That was something I did back in the day. Bindless descriptor pool. I don't want to do that. Okay, take that out. Let's go back. And I believe this was 1000. 1000. And 24. So where to stick this is the question. The bottom of the functions or the top? I'll probably put it at the top. And probably I want to keep all this together. All right, yeah. So these are still variables being assigned. So static const expr. So the and u in 32. I could make it 8. No, can you store? No, 256, so it'd be 16. Oh, maybe there's some weird conversion. I'm gonna go with 32 just for. I was just thinking about reducing the size of a struct, but I think we're past that at this point. I think we'll just get some weird. Excuse me, get some weird conversion. Not weird conversion, just some warning saying that you've done things wrong. I'm also going to change this. I don't know why I did that here. This is kind of redundant because I can't just check, just straight up, no return. Yep, just reduces a line of code that doesn't really need to be checked. I mean, I'll only do it for the descriptor pools because that's what I'm working with right now. Nothing crazy. So this is just a classic macro that checks if something is a VK true or whatever, Pretty straightforward. So we should have descriptor pools that shouldn't touch anything because I think we should have a descriptor pool. Well, we're not going to use it because we don't actually have a descriptor set layout with the bindings. For this guy, so yeah, it's been allocated at least. It's not. We haven't got a thingamajiggy error, which is nice. Okay, so this is where I kind of go, I don't know what's going on. Because when I was reading about the notes, I was like, alright, VK descriptor set layout binding. Right, okay, so we have this in, okay, so this is, I think this is exactly the same, except we have like some layer of abstraction here that has a struct that takes in if it's bindless or dynamic. If it's bindless, we skip, I believe. So if index is 0 and bindless, and actually it's probably not true because of how many ands instead of, it's not ors or anything. So I'll add that back in, but here's the bit where I'm kind of like, partially bound after update, which is the whole point. We want to update our descriptors after they've been bound. That's the whole point of bindless. This is like, this has been very confusing looking at this. Because we have like a flat array of 16. We loop through, which this may or may not be 16. I highly doubt it's ever 16. So for some of them, we set the flag. I mean, this could overrun very quickly if we have a binding above 16. Which is like, what is going on? Yeah, I don't know. So then we have a VK descriptor set binding flag create info extension. Okay. And then we create the descriptor set layout. Okay. And assuming that we have the creation struct that gets passed in to create this descriptor set layout, assuming that is true, then we've created a bindless descriptor set layout, so that gets tacked onto our graphics pipeline. And then we can do these two things, which is something. That's good, I guess. And then it's like, I don't know how to create descriptor sets from this descriptor set layout yet. So a lot of this is going to be me going, okay, what was going on here and why? Because my version is much simpler. So yeah, we're going to do that today. Fingers crossed something works, eh? Okay. Right, so we can definitely go here and okay. Okay, so let's work backwards. Let's like I said, let's implement it exactly the same way. And then remove stuff that we don't need. Which has been the whole point the whole time. So try to avoid putting booleans in structs, guys. But it is simple, so okay, so I'm at least going to put the boolean here. That's a no-brainer. Okay, so it's false by default. I kind of want it to be true by default, but yeah, we'll get there. Go back, please. Okay, so now we have a creation struct that actually can copy the pattern. Input bindings. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, so we also need to do that exactly the same way, I assume. Right. Yeah, so we have a U8 here. Again, I don't know why it's at 8. Okay. So we have a set index, number of bindings. Okay, this makes sense. So we can at least say descriptor set layout bindless is equal to, so if creation bindless is equal to true, can't we just assign this? Yeah, let's. Now let's just do it. Let's just do it the proper way. Okay. So if equal to true, then colon 0 else 1. Let's see. Why are you complaining? Oh, just disappointed. I think I've completely messed up my ternary right there, but bindless is equal to true. Whatever. 9 question mark. I think question mark goes first then. Yep. Yeah, that's the difference. Yep. All right. I always forget that. Okay. Oh, bindings, bindless. Jeez. Okay, so if it's equal to true, then 1, else 0. Not 9. Okay, so we at least have that done. Because effectively, I don't want to support bindless at all. Sorry, non-bindless. So, yeah, that's something we can easily add in. What was I saying here? To do better solution to allow individual image views to be bound. Right, okay, so that's what I'm doing here. That's why this is continuing, I think. Yeah, I don't like this at all, but skip binding if image and texture and they are bindless. They are bound. Sure, okay. Again, I'm just gonna add this in. Remove stuff as we go, write some notes, kind of thing. Yeah, index is called something else now. Index is the thing just above bindless. Yeah, it's the creation struct. Yeah, it's no. Oh wait, hang on. Oh, it's the set index, right? Okay. Right. Yeah, I don't think I knew why I called that set. Why this is called set index. So that is the set index. If it's set index 0. Okay. So, right, I'm gonna have to write a note here. Note. Yeah, so I had this like material set that was constantly setting up this like descriptor set or something. And yeah, so that was what I want to do instead. I've just got to make sure I keep track of that. All right. Yeah, that just reminded me. So if it's set 0, that kind of means that the descriptor sets I've set up earlier now don't work, which is interesting, to say the least. But that's fine. We'll So yeah, here's the difference. So I'm just gonna kind of, yeah, okay. So yeah, this code is not that well written. I'll admit that. So we have a set binding create after blah de blah, sure. VK descriptor, yep. This I absolutely hate. Let's at least allocate these to a maximum, right? So at least errors out with something that will indicate that we've got an initialized value. Okay. And then we have this, the descriptor set layout binding flag create info. Okay, so this is just an extension set, which is part of layout create info. Okay, so it's different depending on... Okay. So we use the same struct, but we do something different for each type. Yeah, I've just got to be careful now that... No, it's not... Hang on. Will this break? If I set the bindless to for the creation struct equal to false in main, I shouldn't get anything broken. Let's see. So here's the creation struct. So if I say set... Oh, hang on. I don't have an interface, but all my data is public. Bindless equal to false, because this is non-bindless. And I'm also going to do the same for this. So that means the continue condition won't trigger. Yeah, okay. I'm kind of curious if that'll even run. I think I am creating descriptor pools, but I don't think I'm creating... I don't know. VK... Uses... Oh, hang on. This binding 10. I don't have a binding 10. I think I must have made one earlier. I think I set up the shaders in the future with binding 10 and 11. And in the code I added earlier... Alright, I'm just going to look for binding 10. I don't have a binding 10. Oops. Binding equals 10. Alright, okay, so I did start to do this yesterday. Hang on. I wonder... I think what's happened is the IMGUI interface has started to use the... Yeah, okay, so... There is some IMGUI... I think IMGUI is getting confused. If I set up the descriptor thingamajiggy... descriptor set layouts, which is... Yeah, so we have this, like, update loop. This has already got, like, how you update the textures, at least for textures. Yeah, okay, so... yeah, this is the binding 10. I believe, though, I don't do this because I update them at a different point in time. I will remove this for now. I don't think IMGUI is going to work, but I can at least get closer. Yeah, so it's probably going to say the same thing. So yeah, combined image sampler is not used. It's set but not used. Uses, yeah, but was not declared in the pipeline layout. Okay, yeah, I kind of, for now, how do I get around this so I don't use Bindless yet? Yeah, because this is like already ready to go, assuming Bindless already works, but I haven't even set up Bindless yet, so I mean, I can just set this to null, like false for now. Yeah, I'm gonna set up a if GP. I mean, this is kind of lame, but just for now. Obviously, this is gonna break. Sorry. Obviously that. Yeah, obviously that's kind of lame. Okay, so yeah, we get a different. Where are we? Are we still at IMGUI? Oh, hang on. Yeah, there's definitely more of this. Yeah, I'm gonna yeah. I'm gonna have to set up like a variable. I'm gonna call it like temp or something. Temp. No. Bindless. The reason I would want this is just, yeah, so every time I see that, I want this. And I'll just say false, whatever. Yeah, I had a feeling I did that. I'll just say false. There's no reason to be fancy. Because I don't want to have to battle with IMGUI yet. I don't care that much. Still. Alright. Let's just set this to false at the beginning of the function, and we can say, yeah. Actually, it's not supported. This will affect other things, but I just want to get past this for a minute. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we're not freeing a descriptor pool. I think that's what that is. Yeah, which is fine. We know we're not just freeing that. But what I want to do though is not just set this to false. I kind of want to be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go into here, find out where IMGUI is set up, and then just set Bindless to true after. Bit of a hack, but GPU dot Bindless. So yeah, it's so IMGUI is set up with non-Bindless, then everything else is okay. So we shouldn't have. If we get a validation now, we shouldn't be in IMGUI at least. Cool. Right, that's what I wanted to see. Yeah. What pipeline are we in? Okay, I think, yeah, the continue. Yeah, let's go back. I think this continue thing, this, it's fine, just continue. Yeah, I think this gets triggered. That would be my guess at some point, and it skips over a texture. Yeah, okay, so if it's skipping over a texture, it's not creating it. Which is fine. I kind of knew this wouldn't work because we haven't actually finished. Right, okay, so one step forward. Okay, so now here's where we go and do something a bit interesting. Oh, yeah. There we go. So I'm just going to read a bit about descriptors. In this book, Mastering Graphics Programming with Vulkan. I don't know if I can put it on the screen, considering it's copyrighted. Okay, I believe we've done everything here. I think we need to allocate the descriptor set alloc info. Oh, yes, YouTube. I'm watching stuff. Okay. So, yes, this all looks extremely similar. Okay, so we need to make sure this descriptor set lasts the entire lifetime. No, we need to create descriptor sets that last the entire lifetime of the application. So apparently allocate descriptor set does this with these particular settings. Let's have a look. Control F. Yeah, okay, so I'm in the right thing. Right, I'm typing one-handed. V, K. Nope. Let's do the function. There could be more than one. Struct. Okay, here we are. So if we have a bindless set up, we have to... What are we doing? Max binding. So we are creating this counting info. Give me a second. I believe this is how we're doing this. We simply populate the info struct with the values we defined so far. What values? Ah, okay, so there's a bit of a descriptor pool. Are we using the bindless or non-bindless one? If that's true, create descriptor set. Oh, okay, so this is the creation of the descriptor set. And I think we're pretty safe then. I think all we're doing here is just doing a little extra stuff. And I think then we have bindless descriptor sets, but we don't have bindless textures yet, which is the hard part. I don't see any big issue with this. Alright. Out of all the codes so far, this looks like the most sane. But we shall see. Yeah, this all does the same stuff. But we need to choose which pool we're doing. Again, I'll just grab this. And we just called this bindless. Okay, so now we have the ability to create descriptor sets that are bindless. And I still think that everything should be fine. Create pipeline. No, what was the issue? Did I start making... that will be in the fragment shader, apparently. Oh, I didn't commit what we did yesterday. Never mind. So which way round is it? This is set... this should be set 1. Yeah, set 0, sorry. That is correct. Set 0. Oh, I don't define the sets of these at all. Okay. I'm kind of curious if I just take out the textures. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Nothing compiles because the textures are referenced in the code that I just commented out. How do I check? Right, I'm going to do a control F for this guy and just make sure it's not anywhere I don't expect it. So we have an if statement for the descriptor pool. Sure. It's initialized to false at first. Yep. Here we're just forcing it to be false, then true. Why would the... So we create a second descriptor pool, but then it says it's crying. It cries because... hang on. If I set this to like 9, I don't have a Descriptor set layout, that's 9. Will this be fine? Yeah, okay, so it definitely is that. The old condition said that descriptor set 0 is... Right, okay, I think... Yeah, okay, so I'm getting tripped up by this again. Just so I don't forget, I'm going to put in an assert. So I can just deal with this. Or should I just comment it out? I'm not... oh yeah. So yeah, we effectively skip the... But as soon as I try to make it bindless, I think I get tripped up. Okay. Yeah, now we have the ability to create bindless textures, descriptors, but we don't... So, updating the descriptor sets. So if I just type this out, we should have bindless support for our textures, assuming that we update the shaders to match. Which is actually quite straightforward. That's actually the easy part. We just have to enable non-uniform qualifiers and sample into an array, add a set binding, and yeah, then we're all good to go. Let me just check if I got all this correct. Bindless. Right, so in the create texture, we are... Give me a second. So in the shaders, set 1, interestingly enough, is the bindless one. And set 0 is non-bindless? Why did I do that? I guess I was supporting both, and you have to support 2 different graphics. Ah, yeah, because if you've got a bindless setup and a non-bindless setup, you need to descriptor set layouts. Right, I'm gonna go AFK for a minute, but I'll be back in a minute. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, back. Yeah, that's still... I thought it wasn't playing music. Alright. What are we on now? We are... Sorry, we want to set up the... So we have bindless descriptor sets. Now we need bindless textures. And then we should be basically in the same position, but we can remove some code from IMGUI at least. Hopefully. So we need to look for create texture. No, just regular create texture. Regular create texture, and then oh, is it here? Right. Yeah. Okay. So we have a very straightforward thing here. I don't think we have this. That would be in GPU resource, and that is yes, a deletion type. What is deletion type? I think, yeah, if we're going to use this, we should call it update type, I guess. Or should we? Yeah. There's no update resource update. Oh, there is. Okay. Oh, okay, so we have, yeah, makes sense. Resource update type. And then basically yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. So for every instance of update type, we have to make sure now that we have a deleting flag. Right? What's that? Error. Yeah, that's about right. Deleting error is not a thing. Okay, so there's a lot more going on here. So this is us updating the textures at an arbitrary point. Let me just figure out what I'm doing here. I want to see where this is actually right. Okay, so texture to be updated bindless. Is it just the bindless stuff? I don't think it is. I think I would... no. Yeah, this is what I thought would happen. So I need to see the shutdown version. In... So our queue, does it make use of this deleting thing at all? No, it looks like deleting is only for bindless. If deleting, then add it to the queue. Pretty straightforward. Then it goes into this queue. And then we actually delete them all. Delete whatever it is. It could be anything. Yeah, it makes sense to rename it if it's going to do more than just that. I don't mind that change. That is just overridden my thingy. My clipboard. And in we go. Nothing should change. It's just a variable change, really. Looks like the deleting thing is literally only used. Yeah, cool. I think list should be this. No, why are you complaining? I'll just say this is 9. 99. I have 99 descriptor layouts. Set layouts. Yeah. And on deletion we should only have one error. Yep. Cool. Swiftly onward. We need to create a queue. We need to create that queue now for Bindless. Bindless is updated via a queue system, which is good to know. Oh yeah, I need to restore this. So yeah, this is something I can just throw into mine. If I'm using the same queue system. Shut down. Okay. So, oops. I just built. Who cares about that? So yeah, this is the thing I need to create. Yeah, it's just an array of updates. Things to update even. Let's go back. Where was this placed? Yeah, let's put it right next to that queue. Yeah, right there. Thank you. So now at least we'll be deleting the things that we add to this queue. Very cool. Next. Okay, so let's actually fix this. Because it is madly annoying. So effectively I need to figure out exactly where, yeah. We also need to shut it down. Hey, thanks for a system update. Will do. So far so good anyway with our stream. It's we are making progress. Right, let's clean up our descriptor set layout that we're not deleting as well. That's why we're here. No, this is in main actually, isn't it? No. Where? It's a descriptor pool, sorry. Destroy descriptor pool. That's not a thing, okay. You definitely destroy descriptor set. What I'll do is I'll find my other descriptor set pool. Whoops. Find descriptor pool. Where is this? Where is our pools? Alright. I'm just gonna look for pool. Yeah, no. 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 Not interested in that. Not interested in foundation. Graphics, okay. Command pool, nope. It's gotta be called descriptor pool something. Hello, descriptor pool. Okay, cool. That's what I wanted. Okay. You, where are you deleted? Yeah, that's what I wanted. Vulkan descriptor. No, sorry. Bindless descriptor pool. So with our set number 99, we shouldn't be skipping any textures or anything like that. And on deletion, right, yeah. We have nothing. Oops. No errors, I think. Let's do that again quick. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So now we have our, we're deleting everything properly. Let's actually use it. Yep. User. So that's us deleting the what's this condition? If texture index is greater than the descriptor, sorry. If this is less than the pool size. Oh. Really? And I think one is deleting. Yep. So we push a deleted, a to be deleted texture when we destroy a texture. Interesting. Not instance. Yeah, because this is Ah, okay, so we just add onto the bindless queue, weirdly. The bindless texture to be updated. Alright, we are not doing this though. I hate that number 1. It's so opaque. So let's use our C++ 20 feature. This is... what is this struct? I don't even... updating resource, yeah. Yeah, go to that. Yeah, okay, so that's what I want. Comment that out. Dot type equals this. Dot handle equals this. Yeah, okay. Now we know what's going on. If we ever look at this code. We're not just passing a random 1 into a struct. We have a little bit more insight. Okay, so this should still delete things because we have that deletion queue. Basically we transfer all the deleted textures from this update texture queue to the deletion queue on close. No? Read access violation. Oh, hang on. I'm just going to check we don't have double, like 2 of these guys. It's possible that we haven't... oh, hang on. Is this an array? Yeah, we haven't allocated it. So this failed because we didn't allocate any memory to this array, which is the first step of using an array. There we go. We've got to have an allocator to do anything with this. And I think we're pretty much using the same idea. Let's dot int it. 16, I guess. Again, I'll come back to this. I'm kind of going to want to write a bunch of notes at the end. Okay, so now that shouldn't just break on an allocation weirdness. On close, at least. Yeah, okay, so we moved everything from one queue to another queue. Which, I guess if you've got like a generic function interface that just takes a handle, it's kind of tough. Because you'll want to delete everything from here and that's just already on the queue. So, yeah, I can see the justification for that. Okay, so... next is to actually, fill this queue up at runtime. That's deleting. That's shut down. That's deleting again. No, I kind of want to do... yeah. So effectively when we create a texture, we start creating the struct, which is chill. So then we actually have something on the queue to do that with. Add our textures onto the queue. Yep. And texture type. I'm so glad I cleaned all this up. No need for that many colons. Yep. Okay, so now we have things on the queue. We can actually... No. Ugh, I hate when this happens. Okay, there we go. Again, let's just see... Once we've pushed things onto the queue. This, again, shouldn't interrupt, I don't think. We should just have duplicates. Yeah. Yeah. Now we want to take... On presentation, we do bindless updates. Oh, I see. So we update the descriptor sets at runtime. Interesting. That might be what bindless is meant to do. So again, I'm just going to be lazy. And kind of throw this on here. Whoops. This was done after the render pass. Sorry, command buffer end. Yeah, we're not doing that again. No matter how much we're going to rewrite in this, we're not. This is just so confusing. So this will be dot type equals this dot index handle. Sorry, handle. Oh, don't build. Oh wow, there's a compilation error. Who would have thought? Current frame and delete. Deleting equals no. Okay. Oh yes, so compute mask. Add optional compute bindless descriptor update. I don't think we even have a pipeline that supports compute at the moment. We will want to do this at some point in the future, because the video I made where I talk about culling when it comes to occlusion culling, when it comes to meshes, we are using bindless and all that kind of stuff. So, but for now, I think we can be pretty safe to say that we're only going to use things in graphics for now. Vulkan bindless descriptor set cache. And we can easily fix this. Bindless textures. What are these two things? What is this? Right, so this is our... We are guaranteed to be on 10. So we have to reserve our A binding basically in the shaders to a value to access them in an array. 10 seems fine. I don't have any objections really or thoughts. This, on the other hand, I don't know what this is. Cache will be removed, and it's... Okay, not entirely sure what you're doing here. Oh, okay, so this is the... there's more setup. Why didn't I just use the variable I defined? I was looking at this earlier, so confused why I was adding +1. Now it makes sense. Because this is binding 11. And I set the index to 0. I can't imagine that's... doesn't matter to me, to be honest. So, yeah, we have to create a... Vulkan bindless descriptor set cache. Oh, I think it means cache, as in we've cached this for later, not that it's got anything to do with the cache. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, this is pretty straightforward. Yeah, we do need to put this in at the dummy constant. No, I think I deleted that. Yeah, we'll look for the correct swap chain, and yeah, this is the intit function. So okay, yeah, so these are created first. That's fine, I just want to make sure I got the order right. Sure. We don't have this dynamic buffer anymore. I completely removed it. Completely useless. Never used. Just slowed things down. Right, okay, so we can just slap this at the bottom. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, there we go. You are complaining because... Why are you moaning? Alright, let's go back. Just going to throw this in here to see what the syntax are. Ah, okay, so... Yeah, these were structs originally. And obviously we don't have binding thingamajiggy. And this is for... yeah, I'm going to include this as... It's going to be included everywhere. So is this, because it's going to be included in a... What is it called? A header inside shaders. So this means it can be included. Okay, so... Yeah, let's just... Minus textures equals 10 equals 11. Image. I think this is just for non-sampled, so you can just technically upload raw images without any sampler if you want. We probably don't have reset. Or something like that anyway. Mm-hmm. Expression preceding parenthesis non-curly braces of the appendant core must what? What are you complaining about? Yeah, we don't have these two. We don't have that. Let's go to here. I'm gonna come back to them. What is the difference? Ah, these are handles, and the others aren't, and the other one isn't. Okay. I will put them in the header, but I'm not going to. I'm going to call them something else. What's the alignment for? 4, 8, 24, 8. Alright, I really need to fix this alignment. Whoa. Wrong key. So Bindless descriptor sets. Yeah, let's not call it this. Because this is actually the descriptor set that we're working with. I know we've just called something the same thing twice. But I want to call these like handle because that's what they are. These are handles. And it's a bit verbose, but okay, so descriptor set Bindless descriptor set, and this is a handle version. This is handle 2. There we go. This is also handle. Right, okay, so we fixed that. Don't know why you guys are complaining. Is it the binding? I don't really know. I have no idea. Does this exist? Oh, right. I think that's what it was the whole time. Yeah, it was. Wah, wah. See, on these streams we never make mistakes, we make happy accidents. Anyway. Yeah. It was all deliberate. To remind me that I call it a set index. Because we are setting the index. I wonder if our non-bindless descriptor version is going to now clash. Right, get rid of this. So yeah, we are vibing, I think. More progress made. It's making a lot more sense now I've typed up the code after doing a bit of revision for a couple of hours. What else are we doing? We need to texture to update. Oh yeah, we were down here, weren't we? So this is literally just Bindless descriptor set, because that's what it is. Cool. Next is to figure out how we delete these guys, because I believe now we've got 3 things that we need to delete. Yep. Yep, no complaints there. This is just above the query timer. But these are handles now. Okay, that's definitely... Oh, my bad. We are still watching. I think I've been on the same 2 pieces of music. I don't know why YouTube does this. It kind of like loops the same tracks once the playlist gets long enough. It's quite annoying. I would use Spotify, but it's it doesn't have any of the things I want to listen to or not. Listen to it. I got some like weird stuff in my playlist. Okay. So we've shut down that. And we also need to worry about this thing. Where are you deleted? Okay. Oh, yeah, we don't just delete descriptor sets because they are deleted with the descriptor pool. Yeah, so we're not doing any compute thing at all. Have we done everything? Oops. Let's just review delete swap. So yeah, if Bindless supported, we put something on the queue, which is just the texture handle, effectively. And for some reason, the current frame, let's come back to that. We delete, we put them on the deletion queue. Once we're deleting, we're destroying it there. This is us adding it to the queue. Now adding a texture. It's a bit weird. We're kind of like adding the same texture back. We could be adding the same texture back in, but it's now deleted. So this is us updating the descriptor sets after they've been bound, which is part of Bindless. We can update them after they've been bound. Okay, there's some kind of sampler thing here that I think I need to be careful of. So now we've created a descriptor set layout with 1 and 10 and 11. I think now we need to create our first header. I think I originally called this platform. Sorry for the flashbangs. So in my other engine, I had in the shader code platform, I believe, .h. And I believe if I open up this. Yeah, this is the actual global set. Yeah, I don't know why this is here. Like, yeah, so this is the shaders. Because we're using GLSLC, we don't need to extend this to have includes in our shaders. They are just done for us. Is there anything I want? Invalid texture index. I think I only care about this, but I think I'm gonna change this. I'm not gonna have defines. I never really like that. It just obfuscates what's going on. And I think okay, so I must have set. So the bindless textures is part of its own. Actually, I might put this back in, but I kind of might. What I might do is use the set layout, but I don't know, set it to 9. Can you do that? Can you set like the set layout like multiple higher? I don't know. Yeah, so we need to create another thing in our engine. No objections to the word platform, so I'm just going to call it that. Shaders. Where am I? Yeah, okay. I was confused then. Yeah, they're old, right? Yeah, we don't have them anymore. Okay, yeah, we don't want you. I could be accidentally including this in Git, which I don't want. Platform.h. And if I regenerate my CMake, we should have, assuming I do this, so that actually knows to regenerate my CMake. We should now have platform.h. Woo woo. And then we can add in our shader stuff. Unfortunately, it's not that straightforward to. Yeah, Visual Studios hates this because I called it .h. It thinks it's literally a. Interesting. I wonder if you can call this a different extension. It doesn't matter. So global set. I'm gonna try 99 for now. Kind of interesting. If I just set the... Ooh, I dropped my keyboard on the floor. Instead of set 0, when I'm creating the descriptor set layout, which is going to be part of the pipeline, at the bottom of the intit function, can I just set this to 99 and it'll just not complain? Because I'm like, yeah, this is cool, but it just conflicts with everything I've already written because this is 0. And I'll be like, what are you talking about, bro? But we are getting close to removing this anyway. But we're not quite there yet. Because now we have to... How did I do this again? So in the G buffer, which is the simplest shader, vertex. How do we access the textures? Ah, okay, so we actually upload texture indices instead. I think that's fine. It's just when we pull data off the GLSL, sorry, the GLTF file, we just have to make sure that we get the index that was created. Yeah, so this is going to be a bit different now. So I think we need like the handle. Basically uploaded. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look up the GLSL. What did I do here? That is animation. We want materials. I think it's above instead. That's the SSBO loading. They're buffers, they're primitives. Material count. No, that can't be right. Yeah, 1 second, guys. I'm gonna just turn on the light. It's getting dark. All right, BRB. Huh, it looks like we recommend that you stream it instead of that. Huh. Can I change that now? Yeah. All right. I'll change this tomorrow. I don't know if the bitrate really matters, but I've never actually seen this. Just making sure everything's still good while we're here. Okay. We are making great progress. Let's keep going. So what we want to do, we have created our platform. The binding is 99 for now. Everything else is 1, but we need to figure out how are the, yeah, this is it. Okay, this is what I wanted to see. So yeah, we have like, okay, so do we upload this to the shader? What do we upload to the shader then? Yeah, because we need a way to index into the things, but I don't see any align as. Hopefully I'm not just guessing. No, that can't be right. I don't use any scalar. Align as okay. Okay, so my GPU material data is just for so for diffuse, roughness, metallic, normal. Roughness will be metallic, right? Yeah, so we need to figure out how is this assigned. Right, this is very generic, so I'm just gonna do the good old trick of commenting it out and see what breaks. Yep. So textures not assigned. Copy. Is this part of a staging buffer setup? Upload to the GPU. Yeah, this is a... Yeah. Okay, so... we clearly have another. So what am I doing in my version? I have, in this, a material constants, which gets uploaded. Nope. It would be here. So we have bindless textures, I think. We just now need to access them via an index. So when we create them, we just need to pass up the indices as part of a uniform buffer object, I believe. Now we just need to write out the right thing. Yeah, so we're effectively doing that here. Yes, this is every mesh draw. Every meshes. Yeah, so we have multiple. We have material. I'm just going to see what this is as well. Interesting. Yeah, one moment. One moment. I'm just reading a book at the moment just to see if I can figure out how to get these indices into the shader in a way that makes sense. I mean, I could put it in material draw. I'm just not entirely sure if it's something that needs to be updated for every draw call or every mesh, which is different. I mean, I could do it part of a push constants actually. I mean, I'm only pushing up like literally nothing, so how long have we been going? Curious. We are... Where's it? 1 hour and 47. We can go a bit longer. So, let's think. How do we do this? We have a... Let's have a look at the older stuff, right? It is uploading... It's got to be uploading this, like, model inverse for the tangents and all that kind of stuff. Just not here. Yeah, it wouldn't be here. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's just... Is it called something else? Yeah. Let's see. So it's part of mesh draw. Mm-hmm. Ugh, I hate the way I did this. Where I kind of like concatenate shaders together. Because it just hides stuff. Like, I don't know. Is this an SSBO, uniform? Where is this hidden? Mesh? Yes. Mesh draw is... So we have GLTF material. Okay. If I look at my version... Excuse me. We have it for Fong, but we don't have it... Oh no, there it is. So yeah, this is... This uniform buffer... Is it a uniform? No, it's an SSBO. Okay. Let's just see if everything runs. Let's just see what happens. I think I've separated off enough that the bindless code that we've done. Alright, that's probably bad what I've done there. Hang on. There was some kind of warning about an equals operator. Yep. Yeah, I've seen this over and over again. Why are you... Oh, this is probably a double. Yeah, that looks huge. Yeah, let's cast this all then. It's initialized but not used. Main. What on earth was I doing with that? I don't remember. Yeah, okay. So binding 11. That will be the image part of the... No. Yeah, so... Oh. Only... Destination. Where are we? Oh, we're here. Okay. Ah, right. Okay, so... Yeah, we're trying to do some writing or whatever. And yeah, we are not ready for it. Yeah, because it's half done. Alright, I need to... I think I need to go and do some research on this. I think all around we've made a lot of progress, but we're just not quite there yet. Alright, I'm going to probably call this stream here, just so I can do some book reading off stream. That would be incredibly boring, I think. I'm just sitting here in silence reading a book that you can't see. Alright then. So I'll see you in the next one. I don't know if that'll be tomorrow, but yeah, thanks for checking me out.